Gamers Hangout. So give us a second to get people in here and get going. Should be going to Facebook there and over to YouTube. So hold on just a moment there. All right, we are there on YouTube. I believe we're there on Facebook also. Yep, so you can hear my voice. I'm checking that on the phone. All right, so I know YouTube is functioning there. And gonna check out our group. Yep, our group is doing good. All right, so it is Sunday. It is 4 o'clock. We are here. We're gonna have some fun. Hello, D. How are you? I don't know. Are you working there, D, or are you free? I know sometimes D has to work, but I'm ready. I know a few other people said they wanted to be here. Anybody can join. I put the link in the Discord too. So if you click that, you can just join if you got a laptop, a camera, or whatever. Clint, on my phone, I am showing up live on YouTube. Well, there we go. So it's showing me on YouTube, at least on my phone, Clint. I don't know why. Wait, why did I type shows again? Never mind that. It shows on mine. It does show on my end here. Oh, all right. That's okay, D. If you're on a break and there's not much you can do, I understand that. I don't know what to tell you. I would try resetting it or reloading your page then and see how that works. I don't know. Technology's been fighting everybody these days. And yes, I really am drinking coffee because that's what I do, as opposed to drinking water. Well, hello, Eric. How are you? How am I doing? I am doing okay. How are you doing, Eric? I am trying to. All right. All right, Link. Hold on a minute there, Clint. I will. I know you gave me the paper earlier, so give me just a second and I'll send you that email with the link. I put it in a Discord too. If you want to join in on that. So pardon me, guys. I'm just taking a break for a second off to the side here to get an email here to Clint. Link. I'm slightly distracted here is all. I apologize about that. All right, Clint. I just sent it to you. So you should have it. Hey Eric, you cannot be working a dream if you're awake or living a dream. If you're awake, you're working. If you're asleep, you're living a dream. So, live the dream, but stay in the dream. That's cool that you got 2 jobs. I mean, I did that for a while, but I'm kind of done with that. If I'm going to be poor, I'm not working 2 jobs. Know what I mean? And looks like it's okay. All right, you guys. I'm sorry about that. I think if you guys want a link for those of you on YouTube, I can. you can, well, how can I do that? I guess I could put the link there if you just ask. I can see if I can open that up. I try to keep as many browsers as I can open. And otherwise, I'm sorry, not as many, because if I keep too many open, I don't want to slow things down. If your phone's being weird, that's okay. Mine does too. It jumps. If I touch one letter, it jumps over here. So I think my screen is having issues, and it just tries to autocorrect it into all sorts of stuff, which is not functional. So Eric, every Sunday we just kind of hang out and talk about games. I know work is kind of a game because it's like life. You got to get up every day and do it. But just hanging out, talking about board games, video games, card games, miniature games. Aha, I think Clint is starting to try to get on there. Let's see. I see something coming up on his end. Clint, if you can hear me, it's showing you starting to show up, but not enough that I can let it in on the screen. I see the logo though. It's okay. Try to make it work there. The good thing is my connection is super good. It's showing super good, and I'm happy. It's been a nightmare, you guys. It's not that you need the internet, but if you need the internet for things like this, that's the problem. So trying to do our hangouts or do any kind of live videos was just bad. So supposedly after more than 2 months, the cable company has it fixed. Right now, it's showing good. Clint, if you can hear me, you have a 1 bar above your thing. It's trying to come through, but it's not. All I see is the SparkleCam logo. That's all I see trying to come through. All right, so we got Dee, we got Clint, we got Eric, we got me. The squirrels are outside. I don't know who else is going to join. If the squirrels could talk, they would. And yeah, everybody's invited there, so don't worry about that. I know there were some new people in our group too that just joined that wanted to hop on and say, "Pardon me, my back is killing me today. Should have went to the chiropractor, but such is life. Not all of us live the fancy life that Eric there lives." So we're just trying to see if this will work. I'm going to give it a shot, Clint. Let's see. No. There you go. You're green barring. Okay, now I can hear you, but it just shows the SparkleCam.
Yeah, of course it does. Default SparkleCam, laptop camera.
Oh.
So laptop.
Oh, so it just forces you to have a logo then. That's not good.
Into this, and I can't. See, get into the Sparkle camera. You're going to have SparkleCam at the top of the screen the whole time.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's why it's a free program. But if you want, I mean, try it, Clint. Although I just see only 1 bar. I just see
activated it. That's the thing.
Oh. Well, are you using OBS then, or Actually,
No,
see if you can just
I'm not
close
using
that off, and we'll
it.
just.
It should. Right.
Oh, there it went away.
Cameras.
Oh.
I turned off the camera because it won't let me use. It won't let me choose it. See, the problem with the Sparkle Cam camera is it's going to say Sparkle Cam at the top of it the whole time.
Well, I mean, but if it gets you on there,
Granted,
it
the
gets you
picture
on
will
there
be
right now. I
better.
have.
I'm going to block what I wanted to do because you're just going to have a giant Sparkle Cam logo in the way. Plus, I have to hold the camera.
Well, that's not going to really bother me any, but
with
right
the USB.
now you're kind of bouncing from like a red to a yellow bar on my area that I can see. So I don't know. I mean, your voice every once in a while just cuts out. The upside, I know it's not on my end. My end's all green, all 5 bars. Well, it just.
The voice also might be cutting out because I'm right by the fame.
Oh.
Right, let's try this.
Well, that's what I mean. Technology does fight you guys sometimes. Well, this gives a chance for other people to get in.
Technology always fights
Right.
me.
Ashley says it sounds good.
On. Well,
So I'm glad to hear that.
let's turn the Sparkle Cam back on.
Yep, it's technical
what we get.
difficulty. Sunday. Aha, I see. Please launch SparkleCam to activate this webcam. And then the SparkleCam eyeball.
I did just launch Sparkle Cam.
Yeah, it's getting close. It's just, where's your camera at, though? It should allow you to use your webcam. I mean, you should be able to select what camera you want to use.
No, we're gonna. Why are you not switching cameras? God, I had this all that works.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody. We're just trying to see. Anybody can join, by the way. If you ask for a link, you're more than welcome to hop on here. I tried to put a filter on to block as much of the ugly here on my face as possible, so as not to frighten people who join this show, because we don't want to frighten people.
Too late.
It's too late. It's too late. Oh. Well, Clint, while you're trying to
the audio's working.
The audio's working.
Yeah, it won't launch. I won't even launch Sparkle Cam, period.
Trying to see if this will focus in on the miniature to set distance. Oh, Ashley's got more of the Call to Arms miniatures painted.
Seriously?
So if you're not sure, Elder Scrolls has, well, everybody knows what Elder Scrolls is, right? You played that online, but they have their miniature tabletop version. So she's been painting that and got quite a few miniatures done. So far, I know you're having troubles, Clint, but I'm just extremely happy. Finally, the internet on my end is doing at least most of what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's very good. I'm happy about that. Well, I don't know. This is Clint, and we're just in your places, Sparkle Cam. Activate this webcam.
Well, because Sparkle Cam won't even. I can't even get the application to launch.
Somewhere it's just a default, then it would have to be. Changed.
Now I get there to do anything. I can't even open up my.
Dude, you may have to restart it or something.
Hell. Well.
because you were going to talk
I'm gonna
about.
have to. I'll be back in a moment.
Sure, go ahead. Here, I'll take you out.
Yeah, I
So
wanted to show some stuff, but
all right, here we go. I'll bounce you
I'll
out
be back in a minute.
second.
Yep.
All right, so we'll just take Clint out of there for a moment so he can get his figured out, whatever he's doing. That's kind of weird because that software utility should allow him to use whatever camera he wants to use. It shouldn't be defaulting the way it is or overriding things. I mean, I have it installed. It just left alone unless you use it, but I don't need to use it with this. So, and very funny, Ashley typed in go SparkoCam. All right. Yeah. SparkoCam, you're the one. You make videoing so much fun. I can not really sing very well. So it's too bad I'm the only one here on the video. But that's okay. I'm glad you guys are in the audience. So Eric, if your phone's being weird, what kind of games do you like? I know you play games, but what kind of games do you care for overall? What is it that you typed there, Ashley? I'm not quite sure. Anyhow, it's a Sunday. So you guys, if you want in, let me know. Bring up whatever gaming topics you want to bring up. Clint's trying to get on because he's got the Cyberpunk 2077 RPG book, because it's not enough to do every single insane adult thing possible in the game. You can now do it in your front room with an RPG book. So, by the way, I have seen enough of Cyberpunk 2077 to tell you, don't play it around kids. This is not a for kids thing. There's a lot of pretty graphic stuff in there, best suited for adults. So if you have young kids around or things like that, I'm just forewarning you, it's not a game that would be good for that. So he's going to get on because he does a lot of role playing. He role plays at work too. He pretends he's working. So I'm just not going to tell anybody. But yeah, he does. He has a group where he does role playing. They were doing it every week till the whole insanity of the virus thing, and so it's something he's been doing for years. It's kind of interesting. D, you've been playing MudRunner. You want to? Okay, so I'll let Ashley know. Ashley's listening. Ashley, so D, if you can see that, D wants to meet up with you to game on MudRunner. I don't know if I don't think we don't have MudRunner. I'm pretty sure we don't have MudRunner. If it's unless it's free, but I think Clint said he had to pay for that. So I'm not sure. But we can help you figure it out. It is pretty popular, that and SnowRunner. SnowRunner's gotten to be popular too. Oh, there we go. So in the one chat, it didn't show the emojis that Ashley was using, but on YouTube, it showed as a dab. On my end, it showed as something else. And SnowRunner you got it on Black Friday, so did you get it for a good price then, D? So there were a lot of good deals. I mean, there usually is every year. The stores offset that by slightly incurring costs throughout the year to make up for it, but you can take advantage of some of those specials. They had Steam for PC players. Steam was having a sale. I'm not sure if it's on now. It was Red Dead Online for $5, $4.99. Like that's crazy cheap, especially for Red Dead Redemption. So, well, if it's on special, I mean that's the thing to do. You may as well buy when it's cheaper, Absolutely. I mean, buy cheap if you can. It's the best thing to do. Money is money. It saves you. Um, but so I don't know. We don't have it. Then Ashley says so. Um, yeah, we'll have to look into it. It seems to have picked up a lot of pace right now. All eyes are on the newer releases. For a bit, it was the Cold War, Call of Duty, Cold War, yeah, Black Ops, Cold War. I'm sorry, and then you had Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and now Cyberpunk's tearing it up. Um, all right, Clint won't let Clint rejoin. That's strange. I can try re-emailing that to you, Clint. Hold on a second. Um, it should. It's a valid link there to hop in. So I had to switch screens to do that. So there you go. I sent you another link, Clint, if you can hear me. And see if that one works. You can try it. If not, you may have to mess around with your laptop because you should be allowed. It should allow you to use your webcam on the laptop or one of the smaller webcams you have. Even those imitation GoPros that we picked up that work surprisingly well, but not nearly what they say, but plenty good enough for the few bucks they cost. Um, you should be able to hook up with that. And if it doesn't let you join, maybe we can get somebody else if my voice doesn't break. Um, not in a position to really invite anybody once this gets going. It makes it a bit difficult to invite. So, but I'll put it in the Facebook link too, so can join. Should be able to let you join with that link there. So we'll see if that works. I put it over there on Facebook. Although I don't know if, see, I don't have both tabs. So we'll see if that does. So I don't know. I know some other people were wanting to jump in. So every week people ask, you guys jump in if you want, and I'm going to be here. We're going to give it a shot every Sunday around 4. Try to get it done before people do dinner, and just kind of kick back and meet new people. So I'm hoping so it's supposed to be going to the group. Ashley's not right here in this room, but Ashley, if you can hear me, can you check the group, the Facebook group? I believe it's going there, but if you could double check, that'd be good. So I know it's going to the page. All right, so it looks like more people are joining. Huh. Okay, Clint. Well, let me see if it. It says the link is permanent. Need a new one, so I'll. It's the correct link. I don't know. I do not know, sir. I guess I'll send you one more link one more time there. But it's the same link, so Okay, well, so I'm resending it, and I made sure that Gmail looks at it as a link and not just a line. So try that. And if you're in the group, say hi, hop on if you want. Oh, there we go. It looks like Clint's. It looks like it's partially showing you. Hold on. Oh, it just shows a picture of the side of your face there.
There we go.
There we go. Somewhat. You're kind of freeze frame.
Yeah. No, it's showing.
There you go. Let's try it. There. Let me try
There we go.
making the screen smaller. See if that helps a little bit. How's that? There we go. Looks like we got Clint in there now. Anybody else? Then you can
Then I
hop
can't
into
hear a
although
word you're
Clint
saying.
looks like. Oh. Oh, that's not good. Well, Clint, then I typed in chat your red bar in there.
It's okay.
Yeah, he's skipping all over. I don't know.
Super good. I'm happy.
I can hear.
It's not that you need the internet.
That's interesting. Our live chat on YouTube's jumping around from like 1 to 4 people. I'm not sure. They're probably not sure. This is an open show, you guys. So talk about whatever you'd like.
Right now, it's showing good. Clint, if you can hear me.
And I can hear me talking in your background there, Clint.
It's trying to come through, but it's not. All I see is Sparkle Cam logo. I see trying to come through. All right, so we got Eve, we got Clint, we got.
Well, that's the beginning of it there. So.
Outside. I don't know who else.
All right, looks like Clint's still having some difficulty with that. So what is it you guys would like to talk about then? He was going to join on to talk about, like I said, the RPG book. We could talk about whatever other games you'd like. There's a ton of games that are coming out. So Clint, so if you could hear me, turn off your speaker. Otherwise, it's coming through like that on the back.
I don't have speakers on.
Okay. Because I got the other page muted there. Somewhere in the background, it was playing. It went through your picture there. It's playing the earlier part of the chat, like it's behind.
Fuck. From like.
That's way at the beginning of the podcast. Yeah, that's way old. I don't know what happened there. All right. Well, see what you can do with that there, Clint. I don't even know if you can hear me at this point. So anyways, you guys, lots of things in the last few days. Okay. So Clint is not going to be talking. Of course, it's always one thing or another there. Different things, different games. Lately, a lot of people, a lot of different things in the group going on. So we've got quite a few new people, so I wanted to welcome them, say hi also. The group is steadily growing. It's a couple every week, but it's always growing. So to those of you that are new, if you're hanging around listening to this, we're glad you're there, and we're happy to have you. Any of your ideas you can bring up to us. Yeah, that audio is way behind on Clint's end because I could hear him. My voice coming through on his end, it was considerably far behind. But feel free to bring up things you'd like to do and games you'd like to talk about. There's been several people kind of bouncing the idea around of a game night. I'm not sure what you guys would like to do for a quote game night, just a night where you don't have to be on, but an overall consensus of when people from the group would be on so others could play. Like, for example, I don't know, a Tuesday night. You know, if everybody knew a Tuesday night between 7 and 9, members would actively look to be on looking for other members. Then you'd have a night where if you wanted to, you could get together and game that kind of thing. So obviously there wouldn't be a requirement to be there, but you just have kind of a set time where the gamers in the group, which is all of us, can look for other gamers for whatever game we're doing at the time. Yeah, that audio is way behind. So unfortunately, the audio on issue is going to be a problem with Clint trying to explain what's going on with the book. And his video is pretty much just froze up. So Clint, you may have to restart it or something. Reset it or because it's, you know, picture is bad there. So just put it in a chat there so that he knows. I'd say to try to restart it, see what you can do. It's pretty locked up. It shouldn't be doing that for him either. So Eric, I don't know if you had posted what you were playing there because we got the conversation started going off pretty quick. So I'm kind of scrolling back. Is there a set game, Eric, that you like to play or that you like to do? And there goes Clint. So anybody else, you can jump on in here too. Right now, we are working on the Cold War Zombies for the video game and working on finishing up Elder Scrolls Call to Arms for the miniatures and touching up our Warhammer on the miniatures. So we're kind of getting things condensed now. And now that the internet's back, we're going to... Oh, man, Mr. Moffat, you can never hang out. One of these days you can, hopefully. Listen, we're glad you're here. We're just catching people up. So what video games we're playing and what miniatures we're finishing up at this point. So, but I'm glad you stopped in anyway, sir. Life is getting to be pretty hectic. So, Mr. Moffat here does lots of miniatures and stuff too on his channel. So he's pretty heavy in the miniatures. He's a good guy to talk to also if you have questions. And we're all, I mean, for those of you that don't know, we're just kind of everywhere in the gaming world. So it's too boring to stay in one place, I guess. But Oh, looks like somebody was happy that we. Yeah, miniatures are a good thing. Ashley's finishing up the Elder Scrolls Call to Arms. There's tons of them she's got done, plus the walls and all the. There's lots of terrain, small pieces, something along lines like this. Well, I don't know if you can see it, but like sarcophaguses, tombs, and this camera I'm using for the webcam is good for that, but it's not necessarily good for close-ups, like fire pits and all sorts of small terrain, to go with the miniatures from the game. And you can't see it on this camera, but there's 100 little rivets in that leather, so she had to do each one of those dots. I'm surprised she didn't lose her eyesight. So she's getting those finished up so we can throw down another game, because it's actually a really fun game. And playing Dominus box with the Warhammer is pretty much all done. A couple little decals left to put on the higher ups, but some of them they require little bits of paint under it too. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that without making it look goofy. So that's where we're at with miniatures, and I never have opened up that Flames of War box yet that I traded for the Necrons, mainly because if I build them, I don't at this moment. I'd have to try to find where we can put them. Oh, there's Clint again. We'll try it one more time. All right, Clint, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
I can hear you.
I'm on the phone because it doesn't work on the computer at all.
Oh, really? Okay. So the video, okay.
It's shit. There's nothing. I get video and I don't have any sound. You're getting a conversation from everything I was doing was 10 minutes ago. It was all caught in the buffer.
Yeah.
So the laptop doesn't work at all.
Wow. Well, your phone's working. The picture's not as good, but at least you're moving and it's real time.
Yeah, great.
So, yeah, we were just talking about Ashley doing some of the rivets on the leather on those miniatures for Elder Scrolls, because what you can't see is tons of little rivets in that leather. And so she said she was getting cross-eyed. Which probably that happens when you're staring, man, and you're looking down, and then eventually your eyes just go and Mr. Moffat joined us, so he's always building miniatures, so he's like a buildaholic, like a build a day, which is good. Somebody has to do it. I wish I had the time. I just don't. Sundays I can ding around doing this because it's my non-adult time after work for a little bit. Anyways. And now we can talk about your RPG book that you picked up there for Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Because Cyberpunk has miniatures too.
They do. That's something relatively new. They're cool, but I'm not jumping in right away to get them either.
Well, yeah, you still got to finish up your naval fleet that you're doing for Victory at Sea.
Well, we don't. Sorry, put my good camera away. We don't really use miniatures a lot when we're doing our role playing. We usually just wing it. I mean, other than I might drop a map or two, or I might have a nicely printed map, but that's about it.
Well, for when you were doing your group game sessions.
Yeah, we never really used miniatures. I mean, sometimes I would dry erase a map where just kind of put X's or circles. In the case of Starfinder, we had little tokens that represented like which ship is which and where, because it was a giant map and you needed the range to determine how to do ship combat, which it was still kind of fun, but we just didn't there weren't really miniatures for that game at the time. And even the miniatures that are out now they're not bad, but they're nothing exciting. So,
Yeah.
they're cool, but to a degree. Let me see if I can prop the phone up so I have my hands free. And I can show you guys a few things.
Duct tape, Clint. Duct tape.
No.
It's a cure-all for most.
Yeah. The box is not
See,
heavy enough.
I'm going to show you something. It's a handy dandy phone holder. It can go different ways. I mean, this will turn too. I just have it locked. This was $5. That's it. Pretty sturdy. So I figured out this would hold it for when I do live stuff for Instagram, which I tried the other day doing a live show, and I think people are like, "What? He does live stuff too?" So yeah, interesting. But it screws on to the to your threads on your tripod.
Since the laptop is worthless for using web streaming, we'll use it to hold the phone.
That works.
Well,
May as
prop it
well.
up.
If it works, Clint. That's it.
So, you were talking about Dave earlier. I know you said he was in the group, which is cool. I picked up some of that Cav stuff that he was showing off last time, so I'm waiting for that
this
to
is a different Dave. Yeah, this is Dave Moffat from the. It's almost like I want to say Xanax Tabletop Gaming.
Okay. Too many Daves.
So we have two Dave. We have Dave Moffat, and then the other, I don't remember his name. So I refer to David here as Mr. Moffat, so that
makes sense.
Yeah, I try to keep it separate, because otherwise, the one time I wanted to make sure people, they knew who I was talking to. Yeah. Sometimes I'm not sure who I'm talking to myself, so it just.
Yeah, I understand how that goes.
No, I wasn't trying to say that in a bad way, Mr. Moffat. I was just looking at how you spelled your name, and I'm like, wow, if you put it together, it's almost looks like it could be Xanax, like Xanax Gaming, which would be cool. And I know you're not the Cav guy. That's what I was explaining to Clint here, because both of you are named David. So I tend to refer to you by your last name that's on the screen there, just so that I keep it separate. And just that the voices up here, I got to train them. See? So eventually I want them to take over doing work for me. Then I can play with the miniatures.
Until they get mad at doing that and revolt again, turn against you.
So he says Cav's pretty nice. I don't know anything about it. The other Dave knows a lot about it, and
Lightning here sucks.
Yeah, you see what I mean, Mr. Moffat, sir? In all niceness, I don't mean it bad. It's just that when I seen it at first, I was like, I looked at it, I was like, I don't know, is it Annex, or was he trying to circumnavigate the filters and use the word Xanax and break it up? Which it would be cool too. So I wasn't quite sure, but yeah, it kind of looks that way. But either way, you have a cool channel. I give you props on that, and I recommend you and the guys on the other side of the pond there modeling for Advantage. I give shout outs to them too, because I like their channel also.
I wish I could see the chat. That sucks.
You can't. Oh, you can't see the chat? Oh,
I can't see the chat at all.
Xanax is an anti-anxiety medication.
Yep.
So yeah, a chill pill. It just basically, like if the house is burning down, you just kind of ask what room is the fire in, and then you worry about it later. It's just, it's a chill pill. Yeah, that's about it. Takes the edge off of stress. Depends on who you talk to. It's like any of those medications. Some people it doesn't phase, and others it does. But yeah, see, my medication of choice is simple. It's just coffee. If I want to tone it down, maybe decaf, but just coffee. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It is kind of like hobbying, sir. Yes, sir. You're correct. The hobby bug, though, It is addictive. That's
Yeah.
where there's no warning label when someone goes, "Oh, hey, I want to show you some miniatures," and you're like, "Yeah, man, okay." And then
Yep.
boom, the addiction just—it's gone. It's out there.
There's some train and some fleet ships and
Oh, I'm just gonna buy
more
one box.
stuff and more stuff.
Uh-huh. Well, your stuff, yeah. You're just gonna buy one. I'm just gonna get this. You know what? I need a
Yep.
paintbrush. I need a thing of
Oh,
paint.
yeah.
Oh,
Here,
wow.
I should pick up the new BattleTech stuff. Yes, I did.
Yes. Is hobby and it is yeah. But we don't want to tell anybody out there that it's addictive because then they'll want to try to regulate gaming. Well, they already try to regulate gaming.
Well, yeah. True. Oh wait, no, that's gambling gaming, Greg. Wrong gaming.
Those are games just because they have flashing lights and they spin and
Yeah,
you
those
get
are the ones
money.
that are regulated and taxed highly.
Well, you have to win enough to worry about
Sometimes you get the money back.
that. It's its own gaming.
Yeah,
Yeah. They have YouTube channels dedicated to just people sitting there at the slot machine. So, hey, it's gaming.
that's true. Although I don't know how they get away with that. I didn't think you're allowed to have cameras in there.
Ah, Mr. Moffat says hobbying is decriminalized in Canada. Nice. Nice. That's good. They got to keep us distracted somehow,
Yeah.
but yeah. Having a job kind of sucks. Yes. D says it's called having a job there. Yeah. But so now for you guys, now that Clint's set up, you guys know about Cyberpunk.
Yep.
You know, the video games kind of taken the industry by storm. Mr. Moffat, it's not a game to have little kids around. Trust me, it's got some X-rated,
Really not.
very graphic things that I don't even know. You really didn't need to be in the video game, but it's there.
Yes, Dave, I agree. I was just checking those out today.
I'm
down for ordering some.
Okay. Now you can see his chat. Yep. Robotech
I can kind of see chats.
So does this guy do his own then? Well, because of the lag there, Mr. Moffat, he was talking about Cyberpunk. That's got some really heavy duty adult stuff in it.
Yeah, so Cyberpunk 2077, the video game for the Xbox and console, just to clarify.
Yeah, so now you have the RPG book that Clint has, so you could do all that and more at home.
Yeah,
basically. But it's just a game you wouldn't want to be playing it around the kids. It's really graphic. And as far as those Robotech miniatures go, my question is, Kids Logic, does this guy make them then, Clint? You were gonna
I don't know if the company or what, but I was just looking at them and there's some beautiful 3D Robotech stuff. I was seriously restraining the credit card from ordering because like most of the stuff is about $11 to $13 per miniature and they're just incredible.
Okay. Oh, okay.
About Amazon, I'll have to check that out. There's a Aries Games and Supplies website that I found that actually sells the Robotech stuff because they also sell Cav. Sorry, we had a three-way conversation here.
No, that's okay. It's the delay. So when me and you are talking pretty much real quick, but he's probably got about a 30-second delay there.
Oh, good point.
So that's just how it works. But at least it's all working. Your bars now, Clint. You know, you had one little red bar, a yellow. Yours are all green also.
I wonder if I purchase the full version of that Sparkle Cam, if stuff will work a little better, or the laptop just can't handle it.
Well, the Sparkle Cam has awesome reviews everywhere, so
it does. So I'm thinking if the laptop can't handle it, but we'll cross that bridge later.
Yeah. D says she can't see what Dave says. That's because he's on YouTube and you're on Facebook. So this is being broadcast to the Facebook page we have, to the Facebook group, and to YouTube at the same time. So that way the other people have a chance to get in. It's that, and I just take up a bunch of bandwidth doing it, so why not?
Yeah.
But,
So let's clear up Cyberpunk just a little bit. I know there's more coming in on the chat, but I got some stuff here I wanted to just kind of clarify Cyberpunk, since everyone's kind of back and forth and our conversations are broken up. So Cyberpunk initially started as a role-playing game, i.e. this book right here. This is Cyberpunk 2020. This is the original role-playing game. This is where it all started. Published back in, I want to say, 1990. Give you an idea how old that was. This guy here is the new RPG book. This is Cyberpunk Red. Obviously, it's called Red because the video game is backed by CD Projekt Red. It makes sense. It's an amalgamation of the two. Cyberpunk 2077, which is the video game, is of course, the video game.
Yeah, the video games. You have the video game, correct, Clint?
I do, yes.
You got that, yeah.
So according to the book, Cyberpunk Red takes place in 2054. So everything is a progression of the timeline.
Oh, has a question. She want to know if it predicted 2020. I don't know. Some movies did.
It would have been cooler if it was the real 2020. Except for, the apocalyptic waste from the asteroid strikes and everything else.
Oh, sure. I kind of missed the murder hornets. We never got to see them in action, really.
I could do without.
In a game, it'll be there. giant.
They would make awesome little robotic drones.
Yeah. So go ahead, Clint, with what you were saying there.
Well, so Cyberpunk 2020 being the first game, which, like I said, came out in the 90s, and then it's a storyline progression. So you are actually playing Cyberpunk Red takes place between Cyberpunk 2020 and Cyberpunk 2077, which is the video game. So you said Cyberpunk Red takes place about 2054-ish, according to the book's timeline. The rule system is very similar, and like I've said before, it's actually the same rule system that they share with the Witcher RPG. So, and that is an awesome game in its own right. So they both have sci-fi and fantasy covered up for their gameplay. Delving into Cyberpunk Red, it really is a beautiful progression from the original 2020, but all it is modified, or basically the next evolution. The rules are very similar, but there's an entire chapter dedicated just to character creation. You can actually create a character 3 different ways. So it's awesome.
Wow.
Dice rolling is very simple, the same way it was in the original game. Just a lot. There's a lot of updates to Night City, which is beautiful. And now with the video game, 2077, it's an open world environment, kind of like GTA was, where you can actually walk through Night City. So the stuff listed in Cyberpunk Red exists in Cyberpunk 2077. You can actually visit some of the locations that are in the book that are actually in the video game. Now, obviously, character interaction and everything's going to be a little different, and some of the main NPCs will exist. But it is kind of cool to actually be able to walk around and see where it's at.
So they did quite a bit of updating.
Oh, yeah. The two go hand in hand beautifully.
So it can play right off the game then. You could take the video game right to the tabletop and do your
You kind of can,
for the most part.
save for the fact the video game is supposed to take place about 23 years later. But, so obviously some of the events in the video game haven't happened yet.
But it's basically the same. I mean, it's the premise.
It's the same city. Yeah.
Okay.
Same technology, same toys, same goodies, all that stuff. Same character type, same cybernetics, all that stuff. The new character sheet in Cyberpunk Red is much more detailed than the old character sheet, but it's still literally just D10 dice rolls for all the stuff you're doing. You're literally rolling a couple D10 no matter what you're doing. It's kind of beautiful in that regard because it's a very simplistic rule system. It's your stat plus your attribute plus a D10. You either succeed or you don't.
So fairly simple.
Very simple. Yeah, I love it.
I like the simple ones. I mean, the complicated ones, sometimes it drags out a game.
Yeah.
You look at the game and you go, I see why they put it there, but it's not necessary. It kind of takes a bit out of some of the games, but
Indeed. Yeah.
the simpler the better. I mean, it's easier for people to jump in and game if the rule system is not complicated
Yes.
to do it. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm glad they
that's
kept
cool.
the rule system. I really am.
And so what is that book going to run? Well, what does it run retail?
So Cyberpunk Red is $60, but it's 455 pages. I mean, it's
400.
packed full of, it even has its own ads like the old books did. So they used to have their own entire line of Soylent Green type products. Now it's called Kibble.
Kibble.
Yep, their coffee in that game is basically called Kibble. And they have different flavors, including green tea.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I sent you a picture of one of the ads. It's hilarious because just throughout the book are a spattering of these little advertisements for Kibble and a few other things. So we can get you an idea.
I don't have any background on the first book, so I don't know.
Well,
That's a huge book. That looks like the book out of Indominus.
Here's kiwi flavored kibble.
Kiwi flavored kibble. Okay. Hey. Well, that's cool.
I'm sorry. I have to read this because you know how I like reading things in funny voices, Greg.
Okay, go ahead.
So it's the advertisement for the kiwi flavored kibble. It says, "You give your all to everyone else. Let kibble give some of that back. 12 creative amino acids and a microbuilders that are proven to reweave the molecular fibers of your muscles and stronger and faster and better. Now in kiwi flavor.
Oh my God.
Do not use more than one serving per day. If you experience nausea or poor digestion, contact your physician and seek medical attention immediately."
Nice. So
that's awesome.
They had some humor then when they were doing the book.
Oh, they always have. There's always been an element of humor to the game. So you will have the source books and stuff would always have these little ads, these little billboards, these little cybernetic advertisements. And there's even in the old book where as you're doing a cyber run where you're hacking, you may or may not get hit by ad bots.
Fair enough.
So depending on what the game master wants, and I did try it once, it was rather funny. The Netrunner character was trying to do a cyber hack into a cryptic security system, and literally the little paper clip from Microsoft Office popped up. It says, "I see you're trying to hack this server. We suggest," and it threw out like these little hints to help them.
That's kind of cool.
They enjoyed that. The players really enjoyed that because then I let them make extra dice rolls to try to succeed with the help of the little Office paperclip.
You gotta have some humor. It sounds like some humor into it, so that's cool. That book looks pretty thick. Can you hold that up again? When you turned it, it looked pretty thick.
Yeah. So I'll give you a reference comparison. Here's the original book. This is the book. It's
not too bad.
255 pages. Here's Cyberpunk Red.
Oh wow, and it's hardcover.
It's a hardcover. So here I'll put the Cyberpunk Red on top of the old one just for size comparison, so you can kind of see. But yeah, I mean it's 455 pages. But
that looks big. Like I wonder how many pages. I just went my head on the Indominus box because that book was huge too.
Well, and here is the Witcher RPG book. I mean, here's how big it is. Same company. See, Witcher RPG is 333 pages. So,
wow.
Yeah, and it's awesome. I mean, I know little about the world, but dang, we're going to role play this for sure because it's the exact same rule system. So it's basically your stats plus your attribute plus D10 for most everything. Real simple.
Well, they might be doing that then as they create these RPG books, they
Oh.
might be keeping a basic core
Yeah.
play mechanics in. And
Well,
pass
that
those
makes
along.
sense. And because it's Art Taltorian, who are the original creators of the Cyberpunk game. They obviously just now have control of the Witcher license since CD Projekt Red had control of the Witcher. Witcher can be funny as well if you want to put humor into it. If you've ever seen the show on Netflix, there is some humor in it. It's very dry and sarcastic humor, which is why I enjoy it. And his vocabulary is so brilliant. And anyone who's ever seen The Witcher knows exactly what I'm talking about on his vocabulary.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, a question there. Somebody asked, D asked if Witcher's
Yeah.
funny also. So,
Yep.
Yes. According to Clint, there's humor in it.
Not quite like the Cyberpunk. There's no cheap ads, but it's fantasy at that point. But it is still, there's humor, and it is up to the game master.
Well, yeah, in all those RPGs it is. So,
Yeah.
you know,
So,
and
you
at
can
least you
really,
have, huh?
you can really take any role-playing game and make it funny if you want. We've injected a lot of sick humor into D&D over the years. So why not?
We should just pretend we're role playing at work one day, and then you just send us all home on a
Nah.
on a quest.
On a quest, yeah.
To...
You must collect 23 office staples, individually wrapped.
Individually wrapped. Yeah, that might be difficult there, but somebody would try. That's possible. Yep. So, any other questions there? So these are books that give you the basics for role playing there.
There's a couple supplements for the Witcher book already. One's kind of a world guide, so that's helpful.
A guide to the world. I'll take one of those if you have one handy.
Yeah, guide to the world. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna like the guide to this world.
No guide to the world, huh? Well,
not one I'd want.
Played the Witcher game, but I know a little bit about it. So,
really, if you watch the Netflix show, you'll get a pretty good feel for the character, and a bit of a feel for the world and the supporting characters. The video game obviously shows you a heck of a lot more, but
yeah. Well, that video games tend to show you visually what the book is trying to convey. It just depends on if they stick with the stories or not. Some of the companies are doing real good jobs on crossovers.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, well, this is good in the sense too that this whole thing is going very well now that it's up and running. So happy that way too.
Yeah, indeed.
My dog.
I've got a lot of BattleTech stuff painted, but not quite finished. I need to work on chips again.
Just a second here. Sorry, I had to mute myself for a second there because my dog is barking and I have no way to get over to the door to stop them. And they tend to bark at anything, including the squirrels that are outside. So,
yeah, you'll have that.
We could do. I mean, we could do an RPG like run through on YouTube.
We could,
but it doesn't. It takes a couple hours. Sometimes you need at least an hour.
Well, you want to dedicate time, and but Cyberpunk's a good one for you guys. I mean, I was really waiting for Twilight 2000 to do a game with you guys because I wanted to see how the new rules work, and that's the military one. So that goes along with tanks and stuff. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Well, we could do that. Plus, we have something to fall back on for the game as far as
true.
Otherwise, you could make things up, and if people are lost, they're like, "What?"
Yeah.
So we might be able to do that. I could put a poll up too and see if people would want to see us do an RPG. I don't know.
Yeah, we
Well,
don't
we
talk
could
about
just do it.
so I wanted to touch base on more, but yeah, I might just do us a sample with Cyberpunk, and I'll just use the pre-gen characters that come in the one box. Actually, the $30 starter box would be a good one to play because you've got pre-generated characters and a pre-generated scenario, and a very good just kind of core. Here's the base rules, so it's a great understanding for the rules for it. But yeah, you use the pre-generated characters, so you don't have a lot of say in what the characters are, just which one you want to play.
Well,
But it is supposed to be an introduction, so it makes sense.
yeah, you'd want to do some kind of introduction into that world, and so people had an idea of what's what. Do a little background research on it, so that would be fun. That would be fun to do. Oh, and then Jesse's over here trying to get petted because why not? She's right
Yeah,
there. Can't really
that-
see her, but she's here. Yeah, we could try it sometime. We'll have to figure that out and see if we could do a short.
Yeah.
Just set
you
a
run
time.
a couple hour scenario.
Yeah,
Um,
put down a short
simple.
scenario and set a time limit and say we're going to play through this time so you
Yep.
understand how these work, and then we could do that. That would be fun. Now that we got the live streaming stuff set up, even like this, I can move the camera I'm using to look at something. If you're using your phone's not doing too bad there, Clint. The video quality.
No, it's probably because it's not moving either.
Yeah, now it's not moving. It's doing okay video quality wise. When you were moving,
Yeah.
it was kind of all over.
Well, and I did bump up the internet a bit, so I've got a little better internet going here.
Well, if you can, let's say I would try to work through the issues on that software for your camera.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. Well, I need to purchase the version, get rid of the little watermark on it, so I can record some videos, because it does support my Nikon nicely. So I've got good camera quality. Just need to get rid of that header.
Well, the only way to get rid of that header is to pay them.
Yeah,
That's how
well, I
you
think
get
it'll
rid
be
of it.
worth it. But I mean, for what it costs, it's not that bad. Just
For the reviews, we spent
Yeah.
more on that than miniatures. So for the reviews I've seen on it, yeah. Yep. I mean, if it makes it easier, I kind of got lucky because my Canon they just released the webcam
Yeah.
utility. They had it in beta for a while, which is funny because you'd think these major manufacturers would have done
Yeah,
something
really.
with these, so that you can use them without having to go through all these hoops. But Nikon does not have one. It apparently doesn't have
No.
plans for one.
They
So
may
you have to
eventually.
have, yeah, you have to have some sort of either card, or you need like Sparkle Cam, some sort of utility software for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's good. At least your stream is good. My stream coming okay on your end.
Yeah, I hope your internet stays
It
improved.
should. The last 2 days, it's been fantastically good. It's up to where
That's-
it was before. Like this whole time, it has been green bars, period. No, it hasn't fluctuated or dropped at all on my end, which is fantastic because there was so much that I want to do. I'm sorry, I was checking on the other sites. There's so much I want to do, and you got to be able to do some things live. You can't do everything recorded. I mean, you can, but
True.
it's not much fun. So, boy, well, this has been fun.
Yeah.
And we'll do it again next Sunday. Now you know that your phone will work just fine.
Yeah, phone does seem to do better not moving.
Your audio
was
is really good.
Or I was driving, so
And your video's okay. I mean, it's not as good as a webcam, but you're there and it's not jittery. It's not
Yeah.
lagging all over. Like a couple of the videos I took down, I went back and looked at them and I was like, I did this when we had the internet issues and it was just bad. So I just deleted them. I'm like, there's no point in keeping them around. They were pretty bad. But yeah. Well,
yeah, I think a little RPG session with a small group would be cool. for sure. That'd be something either record or do during a live run.
Yeah, you could do a live run of it. I mean, you doing it and see if what people think.
Well,
you know? Yeah.
we get a small group together, just put one camera on
Oh,
the
Yep.
group. As
heater.
long as the audio can pick up everything, it would be good.
Well, again, your audio is coming across really good.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, this supports several users. We could even do it just like we're doing it now. I would just want to wait till I actually got the laptop issue figured out. Then I could actually narrate a game and everyone could play it from, whatever device they're using.
Yeah.
We
Yep.
just have to find a time for everyone and make sure everyone has a character sheet.
That would be easy enough, though.
Yeah, I should be able to provide it.
Let's pick a day and whoever can show up can be there, and then
Yep.
it wouldn't be too bad. I mean,
All you need is a couple D10 in the character sheet, really.
well, then people can see how that goes, because there's people in our group that don't know anything about that
Yeah.
other aspect of gaming, and that's what we're here for, is to let people know because I'm familiar with it, but I never spent a lot of time in it, So,
Yeah.
But the miniature stuff I just got back into it with you though a couple years ago, and it's like then I realized that's where the addiction was all along. It just kind of took a little break. And now I'm back into it. But it's like these naval games. You got Victory at Sea. We need to do a game of that.
Yeah, we do. We got a couple interested parties in naval Victory at Sea at this point.
Yeah, there's several people interested in that one too.
Nice.
So we
haven't even done the Japanese or the German ships yet. I don't even have them done except for the Bismarck. I need to fix these Japanese ships and then start painting.
Fix them. Were those the ones where those
are the ones that he broke sitting down on the bed.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, I'm gonna just, now that I got a new pin vise set, I'm gonna go ahead and pin the bridge sections onto all the ships. If they're not already pinned on, I'm gonna pin them on. And then whatever I need to pin on some of these, I'm just gonna do it. I'll just drill it out and pin it, and then they're stronger. I won't worry as them breaking, and I'll just have to be very careful with the cranes and stuff.
Yeah.
Here, let me see if I can kind of show you. You see, like this guy here. I think you guys can see it. All these little sections, these are just barely held on. So if I were to pick it up by these, they just pop right off.
So they're
just not very strong.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mr. Moffat is correct. Yeah.
But here is, and this is one of the starter box ones. So here is this is the, with the, oh my God, my brain doesn't work. Terrible, terrible, terrible. With the resin bridge sections and everything, I found that they're actually more fragile than the metal ones were. But you can see right there in the middle of the cranes, and those things are extremely brittle and fragile.
Wonder what happened. Can you hear me, Clint?
I can hear you.
What happened to my camera?
I don't know. So yeah, I'm going to redo some of these, and then.
No, you didn't lose me, D. I just lost the. What happened to the?
Lost the image.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Uh-oh, where'd the bridge for this one go? Crap.
Huh. Okay.
Oh, that's not good. I lost the bridge for that ship.
Just a second here, Clint. Yeah. My webcam stopped.
Yeah. Unplug it, plug it back in.
Yeah, well, we'll see if that works.
I mean, at least the audio is still working.
No,
and everyone can see my face.
There we go. There we go. Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did that. It just went poof.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
maybe I bumped it. I guess. I don't know.
hey, reference to Mr. Moffat there. Army Painter actually puts out and I know there's some glare, but they put out a really good line of pin vices. I also do put out a really nice little pin vise, but I like my Citadel pin vise. It's a little more comfortable. So here's the Citadel pin vise. It's got a nicer rubber grip and everything, real easy to use. But these little bits go a lot finer. And I'll be honest, I've been actually stealing my wife's diabetic needles for pins because they're small enough for these new bits. And I mean, you dip them in alcohol, they're sanitized, you just clip them off. They're strong. They don't break easy. They don't bend a lot. So they've been really good for pinning small stuff like those ship bridges in. So I might as well, and they're free. I don't got to pay for them. I just got to go sanitize them and clip them off. So why
if
not?
that works, I mean, pin vices, they're good to have. I mean,
Yeah, anyone who does anything with metal, miniature stuff, you really need a pin vise.
Well, you I was to say, wait a minute. What do you saying? Are you just pinning or casting? What? No, he's pinning the pieces together there, D, that need to be put together on the ship because they're coming off, they're fragile. So if he pins them, then they're going to adhere better, right, Clint?
Yes.
And it can save the day there because we had so Mr. Moffat, if you're still there, so Star Wars X-Wing. Oh, he used galvanized 20 gauge hardwire wire. That's interesting. That'll work.
Yeah. I've got something similar to that, but it's a little more flexible than I want it to be. But so far, it's actually worked out pretty well.
Well, what was that little Army Painter kit? How much is that one? As I haven't seen
it. $10. That was a $10 for the drill bit. $10. Yeah, it was $9.99.
Oh, I say that one hobby store. I was like, man, the pin vise was pretty expensive. Just a second there, D. What?
The Army Painter pin vise was only like $14.99, and it came with a set of drill bits. It's just not as comfortable as the Citadel one is.
So, D is asking several questions. So, can you see them there, Clint?
Encasing them in resin? Yeah, I'm not doing that right now. I may later. I don't know.
Well, yeah, you don't. Oh, you must, because you were talking about taking the ships and making a block.
Right, so they wouldn't
be the entire vessel.
The problem is encasing them in resin, while it would protect them, now you're playing with little rectangle shaped blocks on the map, and they don't look as good.
It doesn't look as cool, but it would. I mean, if you did one up as a model and you painted it and you wanted to keep it forever, you could do that, and then you could put it on a shelf, and it's going to be like a jewelry resin, a clear resin.
The other thing I fear about encasing them is, as you put everything together and start filling it, and it floats up slowly, you may accidentally knock a piece loose, which will then float it loose in the resin and be forever stuck that way. I really wish I could scroll this chat better. I didn't see what David posted.
He said, I have too, a giant hunk of I don't know what that you turn by hand in a Hobby Excel pin vise, which isn't too refined, but perfectly serviceable. Yeah. Well, you just got to find something that works, and not every little what you could do with one, you can't do with the other sometimes. So that's a pretty good price on the pin vise, because when I looked at
I thought it was well worth it.
Hobby store in the mall, it was going to close.
I want to take that up from Tempest. So,
Yeah, well, that's not bad. But the one I was looking at in the mall that closed, they were like, it
oh
was like
yeah, Hobby
29
Corner.
bucks. I said, "Mom, I'm paying $30 for a pen vise with 2 bits." You know.
Yeah, indeed. Sorry, I just flipped this to. She gives me a better picture.
Gives you a lot better picture.
It does, but it doesn't hold the phone. As there we go. Nope, that didn't work. Here,
Look,
we'll
it's
do.
the roof.
Yeah, and now my hair looks like crap. No, that's not going to work so much. Oh,
Well, you did have a better picture, didn't you?
I
Switch
did. Yeah. Well, I was hoping by flipping it, I could see the chat image, but it does, but we'll see. Now, referring to Dave's comment here, yeah, the weight does help, but with the giant, God, hang on here. With this, the knob and the grip on this one, I've really never had a problem with the weight being an issue. As long as you go slow, obviously don't force your bit through it or else it isn't going to work. But
very true. As long as you can get it to work for what you need it to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder now if this will work. Hold on here.
Well, it was a better picture. You weren't as grainy. So one of your cameras is producing.
Well, it's the same one. I just turned the phone sideways. I'm just, now that it's at a different angle, I need to find a different way to support it. And these boxes just aren't heavy enough. I need something heavier to support it with. But again, just hang it right here and it'd be cool, but nope. Oh, the Xbox controller might be heavy enough.
The gaming conversation using the gaming controller to support your phone.
Yeah.
Continue your conversation
on a gaming keyboard.
On a gaming keyboard, that works.
Yeah, that's not going to work either. Darn it. This is just not my day, I swear. It's like I find something that halfway works, and now, no. All right, I'll look down at it, I guess.
And yes, sir, camera setup is absolutely a battle.
Yeah.
The audio, if you don't.
And this one's impromptu anyway.
Yeah, well, you've had nothing but troubles trying to get it to work. But this is working good. I mean, the video quality of you there is good. So
now, funny, I'm supporting with the gaming mouse on top of the gaming keyboard. There we go. That works a little better.
Thanks, well, Clint. Now you're looking down on all of us.
I am looking down on all of you, yes, because I don't have a way to do this otherwise.
That's all right. It doesn't matter. As long as it works.
I had a bigger box I could just set the phone on, but I just don't.
Welcome to our show where we support ourselves with cardboard boxes, gaming controllers, and duct tape.
Whatever the heck else we can find laying around.
See, that's when you do modeling, you learn to
adapt.
Be able to adapt to situations and like, how can I make this work?
Yeah, that is totally not going to stay put. The heights is better.
Oh, Clint just shut himself off on accident. That's funny. Well, at least he's getting it to work using a keyboard, a controller, and a mouse, and some sort of cardboard box. So, yeah. And that lets you know we do whatever it takes to keep a live stream going, which is a good thing. So we'll give him a second or two to see if he can get back on. Setting up the camera, yeah, that is a battle. The audio, I got this microphone I've had for, I want to say 2 years when I first started doing it. And no joke, I think I spent $50 and it's been excellent. So there we go.
Yeah, I bumped the phone.
Yeah, it's like you're talking and poof. But that's
Yep,
what I was telling
I hit the back button on the phone and it lost the screen. So we'll just pull the stupid phone.
whatever it takes to make the live stream work, Clint. It's all.
Yeah,
It's all good.
just hold the phone.
We provide value in entertainment, or at least a bunch of
Well,
insanity. Either way,
Inadvertently, yes, we do.
yeah. Well, we're not millionaires. We don't got fancy dancy setups, so your phone's doing a lot better than.
Oh, shit, that.
Because the one
There we
time you tried to use the phone, it would not work with this invite link.
No, because I was still traveling, so I was in the truck. Even though I was not hooked to the truck, I was just trying to prop the phone up on the dash. And I think it's because I was moving. Because I'm just sitting here and I am hooked to my Wi-Fi, not the US Cellular.
Uh-oh. I don't know what happened there.
I have no idea.
Neither do I. Oh, I think my thumb hit the touchpad on my laptop. You know, and I never used that.
Ooh, really? I might have to look into that. Dave recommended his Logitech. Might have to look into that.
I have one there, Clint. That's what we were doing all those videos with at first that we hang on the pole.
Oh,
That's
nice.
that Logitech it's got a built-in mic. So that C920, which is funny, they haven't really come out with one. Oh, I mean, webcams just like stopped with them. You get all these generic ones from China that you could buy for $5 or $20, and they say 4K in their crappy version of 4K.
Well,
but yeah, because see,
the camera really isn't my issue. Is so much was the laptop not allowing it to use what I have.
This is that C920 we've been using for the last couple of years. The one I have up there now is that other one I got with the adjustable lens. It has a built-in camera, or it has a built-in microphone also. But I don't use that. I use the podcast microphone.
Yeah, the problem with that is it doesn't matter what webcam I use, the laptop's not supporting it. I mean, the camera I was using was fine. It's just not supporting it by the computer. The computer, I just don't think can handle it.
Well, you might just have to get a newer version of a laptop is all.
Well, yeah, or just get a desktop like I wanted and be done with it.
I only had one. I could only buy one because I don't have the money for two. So I bought a laptop because I figured that if it's portable and I go like over to your place, I could set the camera.
Yeah.
So it's completely portable. The desktop, they're portable too, but they're hard. So eventually, if I ever get any extra money, I've got to get a desktop.
I get one like Evie we got for her. That's actually one of those minis. So it's a small desktop. I mean, it's a little bigger than a cereal box.
Yeah, those little ones. Well, have you seen those?
It's a little bigger than that. It's like I said, it's about the size of a cereal box.
Yeah,
a little bigger, but not much. Boy, I was surprised how small it was. Also, it was affordable. It was only like $400 new, and it's an HP. So
yeah. Well, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, I got my laptop for what I'm doing and what I'm trying to do is okay, but at some point I will have to upgrade it a lot because just doing with your phone, you can just do a basic video blog, but we're doing shows and you want different camera angles for dice and things like that. So it's a little more complicated, but yeah.
I don't know if maybe. Oh, sorry. I don't know if getting the full version of SparkoCam would fix it as well.
Well, SparkoCam, I don't know if your laptop can't process what's going on.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, because SparkoCam will allow you to use your Nikon. Then you're going to get all that high digital. Now, see, I can, but the way this is set up, I can use my Canon, but then I have to use, I have to try to put, a tripod in front of my face to use it because I have no way to mount this to the top of the screen. So I'd have to try to stage it around or use that hanger thing I bought. But once I figured out how to use this, you can use your Nikon, then you're going to get a better picture, but you're also going to tax your computer. So you got to have a better graphics card and things like that.
That's kind of what I'm afraid is happening.
Well, everybody gets RAM. They get RAM. But if you don't got a good graphics card, like I've seen a lot of ones that are gaming computers, so 16 megabytes of RAM. Well, that's good. That's enough. But then it's just like this generic, what they call a UHD graphic card. And,
Yeah.
you know. Oh, okay. Yeah. Some of the older computers, some of them were built very well and ran stuff. With Moffat saying there is they had a dual video card. It was very formative for processing. That's nice. My older laptop, Mr. Moffat would take, you do the video editing and then you export it. And when you export it, it would take sometimes the day. And that's when I gave up. And I got this other one, which will do a pretty long video in, 20, 30 minutes. But if you get a newer, like one with an i9 and all that, but you're looking at a couple grand, to get a good video editing setup going.
Yeah.
Well, see, and if it gets the job done, that's all you need. I mean, obviously, you can see Clint is trying to use a cardboard box and a controller to support his camera. So we're not fancy dancy, and I've got an older laptop. The only thing extra I invested in Mr. Moffat was I did spend $70 for a monitor on sale at Walmart. And I think it's because they were getting rid of their older ones so that I could just have a dual. I have my laptop and then I have the monitor. So now I can look, if I'm looking like this, I'm looking straight at the monitor and the camera's there. I can move the camera, but then you would see the destruction to my ceiling still that's being repaired. And that would be annoying.
Yeah. I'm in a storage room.
Nice.
Yeah. But this is my system. So, I mean, I've got that at least.
So now. Yeah. So, here's the thing, Clint. Now, you're going to stay in that room till you roll to get out of it.
That's true. And I don't roll well.
Yep. You're going to have to roll for it. Let's see here, Dave. As long as it does what you need it to do, then it's good. It is.
And mine is set up so I can work because I can't see the screens. So I have to have bigger dual monitors, and I've got the work laptop plugged in here as well. I just flip a switch. I do like that. I'll show you this. It's one of the things I got. So because it's all HDMI out, I actually got a switch box for the HDMIs, and I can switch monitors between the two computers. That way, when I'm working, I just flip the switch and the monitors switch over from the work computer to the game, or the laptop in this case. And the laptop is actually capable of connecting to the Xbox. So, I mean, I got to give it that props.
So that when you move your camera a lot, it just kind of freezes up when you stop.
That's why I tried not to move it while I held it there.
As long as it works here, Mr. Moffat. Clint says see my setup, but let's see here. I'll turn around and show you. So there's my laptop, and oops, I can't back up one so far. There's my microphone and my secondary screen. Look, I can see Clint. See how you're freezing now?
Yeah.
And there's my blog of wires. More importantly, Mr. Moffat, miniatures. So, I have a guardian for the desk. He's the guardian, and he keeps people off my desk, hopefully. So that's just my setup there. It's not much. The microphone, about $50. The monitor, about 70. The laptop, old. And a switch box that's powered, but does not work with this mic, because this mic, if you can see, it's a powered mic. It's got Ghost Power, or phantom power, they call it. So it's
Yeah, I
very
should get a
low
Best Buy.
wattage of power,
Did
but it
Clint
works phenomenally well. What?
freeze? Clint froze.
Yeah, Clint, you froze. Look.
Am I? Because it's not froze on my end.
Yeah, you're froze.
Awesome.
Awesome, right?
What I get for moving the phone.
You moved it, so it's got to reset itself. There you go.
I don't know because it's working fine on my end.
Or-
Yeah, if I could, please.
Yep.
Oh, thank you.
I'm trying to make dinner.
Let me back yours out of the studio and then back in. Hold on, let me see if that'll maybe reset it.
How's that fair?
So a little bit, but it shows on my end, Clint, that you're red barring on your signal.
I don't know.
Now your signal went up to green.
Got it.
Mr. Moffat says he never froze for you. Him.
Okay, I wondered.
And you didn't freeze on YouTube. I don't know then, people. It's technology.
Gremlins.
I mean, that's good. Now, D, if you're on YouTube, then a thumbs up, please, if you like the show. Because I'm not
Don't
Mr.
dip it in
Moffat.
crap.
He has some cool shows. He'll get all these people in there, like thousands on their thumb up in it, and he's got a lot of people that show up for his stuff, including me. I'll show up and watch him for an hour.
Yeah.
Building models all the time, and
I
actually
got it
showed
on
me a
that.
trick on the tank there about putting one of the pieces on the wrong way. So, yeah. But I'm glad it's not freezing up on YouTube. It could too be. I mean, we're splitting this between 3 platforms, so I don't know. Can you hear me though? Okay, Clint.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Well, Mr. Moffat rubs it in. He gets upwards of 8 people, and we're at 3. We have a
Yeah,
lot of
well-
work to go. Well, wait a minute. We did have one show where there was 5 of us on this platform, on video, 5 of us. So that was it. But
There you
people
go,
are not
Bob.
used to us getting on, and we haven't been able to for 2 months.
She hates the camera.
Oh my God, that happens when you're trailblazing. That's what I like about you, Mr. Moffat. Your sense of humor is pretty good. Yeah.
Does he game
Yeah.
or
Huh?
is he just miniatures?
No, he does miniatures. I don't know, Dave. Do you do any kind of gaming? Ashley was asking, other than miniatures at all, or I thought you said you did some video gaming before, but I don't know. It'll take him a few seconds to hear us, so. One day over the rainbow. Well, here's the thing, Mr. Moffat.
Hey, I game.
Ashley does game on Call of Duty Zombies, so she put like what 3 hours in today.
Today,
Well, she's put in 8
I
hours
put
in
8
the last
hours in the last 2 days.
in the last 2 days off, but that's on Facebook and Fallout 4.
Yes.
Nice,
I love Fallout 4.
nice.
Did you happen to hear that Fallout Miami is going to be basically a DLC for Fallout 4?
I'll have to do one off of my desk with all my miniatures.
What?
Do a video, go off of my desk.
Oh,
Because, that's where everything gets worked on.
well, the only way to get things under your belt are just simply to do them. That's it. We are not veterans. We might be veterans of
I
spending too much
technically
money.
am.
Well,
Well, technically you are too, Greg, sort of.
sort of, kind of. I have survived. Listen, here's where I'm a veteran. I will explain that. In the war for the controller for the Xbox,
What
I
war?
have survived.
There is no war.
Hear her. I have survived the pummeling the wife will give me if I try to take it while she's gaming. So I am like that.
It's just, I'm better, honey. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you.
You want to rank our characters.
So your gaming PCs from 2010. That's okay. Oh, I don't game on PC. Clint doesn't game on PC. I use an Xbox for gaming. That's what it was made for, right?
Yeah.
Gaming computers, today with what they're doing, you have to have something. I mean, I guess I could. I know I can play World of Tanks.
Yeah.
The
Sorry, I had to
online
rest my
version.
arm a second.
Looking down on me again, aren't you, Clint?
Yeah, I had to rest my arm. It was.
No, that's okay. But it's, yeah, I don't have the money for a new gaming rig, honestly.
I will eventually, but really, I'd rather have the Series X first.
Oh, hey, those systems were cool. The first time I got mocked at in a game was on Nintendo Duck Hunt, where this crazy little dog would mock you if you missed shooting the ducks. That's right. He'd jump up and do that laugh and go back down. You're like, thanks a lot, man.
Yep.
So, yeah. But I don't know about the Fallout 4 for Miami. That's something you'll probably get, Clint, because I've been playing the Fallout 4 off and on when I can.
For
and
sure.
all those mods too for it.
I actually don't have that much for Fallout 4. It was more of most of the mods I have clean up like the water, fix the one bridge, adjust some of the environment, make the power armor suits actually powerful. That always annoyed me that the power armor wasn't very powerful. So I'm glad they fixed that. But really, that's all I have in the way of mods because I figured too much would bog the game down. Now I know I was talking about Fallout Miami. I know that's supposed to be just basically it's its own game, but it's a massive DLC that ties into Fallout 4. And I don't know if anything to do with Fallout New Vegas, since they are re-releasing that in Fallout 4's platform, and then any spin-off onto that one. I'm kind of curious to see what they're going to do with that, whether it's an actual rehashing of Fallout New Vegas, or it's a new version or a reimagination, I guess. Reimagining.
Well, if I had a chance to upgrade, yeah, I would, sir. Power
Yes, you would need Fallout 4 before Miami.
Yes, power armor mods are important. Very much.
Oh, you didn't know about the Fallout reboot? Yeah, Fallout New Vegas is being rebooted under, I want to say Bethesda, but I can't remember exactly. But it's not the same. They took it away from the other one that did it. Although I thought Fallout New Vegas was just a brilliant game.
So yes, it is being done.
I have another head.
Recognize that little critter.
So guess what, Dad?
What?
Bay and me started a new survival Minecraft world.
Okay.
And I just found a spawner.
Nice. That's
and I
cool.
just got the loot. And but Bay I have.
Find one
sorry.
maybe that spawns little house cleaning monsters that run around and clean the house.
That's
Why
a nice
not?
expression. Please don't push back on my chair. Don't do that.
If you fall over live on the air, Clint.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious. I was more worried about the chair breaking.
That's it.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yes, this is live, and that chair's going to break if you push it on the back. So please don't do that. Stop.
So back to what you were saying there, Clint, about the.
Fallout New Vegas. Yeah, I don't know if it's being ported into basically Bethesda's hands, or if it is the reimagining. If it is, I know it's a different company than the company that did the original New Vegas. Not that the original New Vegas was bad. I mean, it was awesome, and I love the ammo creation rules. You had to make your own ammo in New Vegas. You could combine and break down ammo you didn't want to make ammo you did need or want to use. You could also modify your weapons that way, so it was really kind of cool. I love that system in it, and plus the New Vegas world was just awesome for Fallout. You did have some power armor, but not like you do in the others. But you see the iconic New California Republic Ranger outfit with the long rifle and the pistol. That's a cool character.
Oh, So, what are your thoughts on that one then, Clint? Fallout 3 in New Vegas.
Oh yeah, Fallout
Great.
3 was good. Other than it was all gray. Like everything was gray. It was not black and white. It was just gray. There wasn't a lot of color. I
See,
didn't mind the story arc, but yeah,
I didn't play that one. Was it done all gray to give you like
yeah.
to add to the game? You know, like what I mean, like how they do black and white photos ads,
It's
ambience to the
no,
game, or
it took place in DC, so it was just supposed to be like a concrete jungle kind of feel. So everything was concrete and polluted water, and there
like-
was a little
like
limit, but
I lived in California, so I understand polluted water, concrete.
yeah.
and
I mean,
mess.
3 was cool. Especially when you got some of the DLCs, like the Alaska DLC for it was awesome. I love that you could get the Gauss rifle and power armor out of that. The one where you got to go after the Enclave was really kind of cool. There was a lot that was neat about it, but it had that drab feel. And then once you beat the game, there was just nowhere to go. There wasn't any replay or continuing. At least with Fallout 4, even though you've beaten or done most of the story arcs, you could still run into encounters. You could still fly places in the Vertibird, and you could still run into certain things. And there's always still stuff to discover. There's still areas in Fallout 4 I have not discovered. 3 was just so limited. The story arc was good, but it wasn't great. I kind of found it annoying, but not as annoying as like Fallout Tactics story arcs. Those were kind of sucky.
Yeah. Well, you need the DLC.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now, have you played the Fallout Miniatures game, Mr. Moffat? The actual miniatures game that they brought out, because it plays like the game.
It plays
You
like
can play
4.
against
Yeah.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, I love their AI system. I'm very impressed with that.
Well, you have the Red Rocket too, Clint. That
Yep,
you never finished.
Yep, I do. I need to finish it, but
Super
finished it.
Mutant.
Yeah.
Those things are a bit difficult to kill.
Oh yeah, the Fallout, the Super Mutant banter in 3 was priceless. Oh, see, yeah. Well, we'll have to figure out a way to throw down Wasteland Warfare at some point then, for sure. We gotta figure out how to do some of this stuff online.
Well, we can with this. Will allow up to 10 people, so you could do it. You could play a game and talk, and you can do it. But it's a good game though.
I know BattleTech we would be able to do online because it's a hex grid map and everything's laid out. Same with Blitzbowl, because Blitzbowl is a grid. So that makes it real easy to play Blitzbowl online with people.
Yeah, and that's what you're gonna have to do. Something,
yeah.
I think, Mr. Moffat, you live in Canada, right? So probably they would stop me and Clint at the border and go, "You two look like crazy
they
miniature people."
They don't. Trust me, they don't.
Yeah,
They
they
don't.
might now. I don't know.
Yeah, because I was towing a camper and I looked like I belonged there. They just didn't know. But that's okay.
Yeah, I have people we game with that are out there, and they said, you could just walk back and forth across the bridge, and nobody really said anything.
Well, when I worked for US Sailor, the customers in Maine, I mean, depending on what side of town you were on, you either pulled a US or Canada tower, but you could go over this little 2-car bridge that was like 20 feet long and you were in Canada. Nobody stopped you.
He says no Yanks allowed at the moment. Yeah, I bet they're
Yeah.
turning people away at the border.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, that depends. Now, obviously it's winter, but the people who camp up around Lake Superior and stuff, there was no issue with them going around, but a lot of them are staying around the lake and just following it all the way around from Duluth all the way up to Grand Marius and that area, all the way over to Sault Ste. Marie and back down the Michigan UP. So a lot of that is touristy money, so they're not going to turn away touristy money.
No. Well, the whole pandemic thing would be an interesting, different show we could do. Well, but But yeah, some countries aren't letting people in. That's you're in
Yeah,
the
the UP area. That's all Sault Ste. Marie stuff. That's all kind of the middle.
well, it's all good. You guys have a dish out there that I want to try to eat. It's covered in gravy. Yeah. It sounds bad, so I can't say it. I can't say it. Because the name of the dish sounds bad. It sounds like a dirty
Yeah.
word. But some friends out there, they put a picture up. Yes, that is the dish, sir. But if you take the LE off and try to say it, it sounds really bad. That's all I can tell you. I'm from California. It would be mistaken badly for something else. Yeah. But that is the dish. It looks really good. Do you see what I mean, Clint?
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yep.
Yeah. So in California, there's a word that's thrown around out there a lot that sounds like that. And yeah.
Yep.
Oh, back in 2002. Yeah. After 9/11. So he let us know how to say it.
I figured, yeah. But then it's the poutine, isn't it? Oh, yep, I said it.
Yeah, it's pronounced funny, but it looks really good, and everybody says it's really good. So I would, yeah, because for us, for here, for Iowa to the border for Canada is not very far.
No, really,
You can make
it
it
is
in a day,
an
yeah.
8-hour drive.
Yeah, it's not very far. So it wouldn't be like, but yeah, they probably ain't letting people in. I don't know. Some countries are doing whatever they want to do at this point with that. What? I don't understand what you mean by that, D.
Windsor coming into Detroit. It's the other side of Michigan,
Oh,
going
okay.
into Canada there. I could see where there was restriction for moving in and out of Detroit. That
Well,
makes
why would they
perfect
want? They wouldn't want. Yeah, criminal elements coming out of that area.
sense. Yeah, because it never happens. It's not like you can get on a boat and just go down the waterway.
Well, that's true, but
You hear stories from fishermen who fish up in the Boundary Waters area that they'll canoe out there to go fishing, and then they'll just stop on the Canadian side to go up to a lodge or something to get lunch or whatever. And you're in Canada. Congratulations. Nobody said a word to you about it. You're just now in Canada. It's not like you can
didn't
just
know,
go there in a canoe.
Well, yeah, you're gonna have things like that happen off and on, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, and you can't tell me even down south that people don't boat from Mexico to Miami or whatever, just in a private boat and I mean, there's just
They dock, they pull into yeah.
you just can't stop. There are ways to try to block things, but if you go out in international waters and you go back in further north, you're there. It is what it is. I had a whole role-playing game, a little spy role-playing game based on that. They were smuggling a nuclear bomb into the country by just basically sailing it into Florida on a pirate ship for a pirate festival and hiding the components in a chest. Funny thing is, the gaming group never figured that out completely until the bomb went off in DC. So they kind of lost.
That's an interesting role-playing game.
It was supposed to be a spy. It was like a James Bondy type RPG.
Oh, okay.
Uses the Master Book system, which is an old defunct rule system, but a very realistic one. And they were all agents for a secret agent organization that they were trying to figure out what this terrorist group was doing. Well, they were smuggling a nuke in, and they never did quite figure it out. They figured out how they got it in. They figured out where they went with it, but they didn't know how they were going to deploy it in DC to take out the White House or anything else. Well, it's a nuke. You don't have to be close,
Yeah.
and they weren't.
Well,
So I
thankfully, this is a RPG, so
Yeah. So, and it was quite ingenious how they did it, because they basically, the organization assembled the bomb in an ambulance lined with lead. They bought an old ambulance at auction and parked it in a city repair facility, because no one noticed an ambulance sitting amongst ambulances with a nuke in it until it went off. So
You
the group
guys
never
get
did discover where it
overkill
was.
in your role playing stuff.
Well, that was the point. It was supposed to. Well, this is the time that you had Clear and Present Danger, Hunt for Red October. Those were the current movies. I mean, that was the political thriller stuff was the mainstream at the time. So, it's right when X-Files was on TV. You had a lot of that. So that's what we were doing, is that type and theme of game.
Well, as long as you had fun.
And it was a very realistic rule system, because we did X-Files RPGs off that rule system too, because they put out the Necroscope books in an RPG format, which I'd love to see that revamped. That was really awesome. So we had X-Files type characters who had minor psychic abilities. It was really cool.
He says he's never been a role playing nerd. Get deep. Well, yeah. I think Clint has said enough trigger words on this broadcast that we'll have to see if I can do it again. I'm like,
yeah, whatever.
Hopefully, whoever's listening.
I talked about this over the phone too, so I think we're fine.
I got to give you.
They're like, hey, just a gamer. Who cares?
I got to give you crap.
And really, where am I going to get the money to get a nuclear bomb? Because, last I knew, those were super expensive and required really, really, really shady people to provide it for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, role playing wise, I mean, I've done role playing games for decades, and I mean, we could even go into, we could spend an hour just talking about Dead Rain. And that's just a zombie RPG, and we had 2 versions of it. Our group played 2 different versions, and the same players played 2 different characters at the same time. So, then there's all our werewolf stuff, all our Rift stuff, all our D&D, everything is always memorable and horrible things. Like me turning a completely evil character into a good one versus against his own will. It was quite hilarious and really annoyed the player, but it was fun.
This is why you like to be the one in charge, making it the dungeon master, the DM of the game.
Well, yeah, it's a fun thing to do to the world.
Play with the imagination.
I mean, we had a zombie apocalypse where the main characters had superpowers.
Imagine, Clint, a world in the future where people stare at their phones and they walk out in front of cars. That might be a good scenario.
I can't picture that. I'm sorry.
People shouldn't do that. I don't think they ever will. I mean,
I think that's just going too far, Greg. I don't think it'll ever happen.
I didn't mean to take it that far.
I can't picture that. People aren't that stupid.
When Pokemon Go came out on the phone, we went downtown to watch because all the Pokestops, and this is game related. I'm just standing there watching herds of people, herds of them, just down looking at their phone, walking out. I'm like, they're not paying attention. One kid walked off the curb and tripped, just because he didn't realize the curb was there. And then they had water stops in Cedar Rapids so you wouldn't get dehydrated whilst out in the heat looking for Pokemon. So see?
Yep.
That's the one thing here, Mr. Moffat. Our gaming conversations can go from one spectrum to another. Sometimes they hop in portals. Yeah, and we get transported all around the gaming universe. Look, there's Spyro the Dragon. Oh, he just met Adjudicator from Warhammer. It was kind of a tough fight there,
Yeah.
But, yeah. That's what makes it interesting, though, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the point of the group.
Because, Clint, I was told, Greg, you need to go to group. And Greg said, I'm going to make my own.
Yeah. I like your group better.
Yeah. So I'm in group all the time. And I can be proud to say it, sir. But we still don't have 8 people in here.
Well, someday.
Someday. Over the rainbow.
Someday. It's slowly increasing. We're getting there.
Oh, D. You said we need to carry dehydrated water pills. That's
Yep.
a good idea. Now, I'm saving up for those dehydrated water pills. And Mr. Moffat, let me know if you think this is a good idea. Summer's coming next year, right? People like to fly kites. So if I get jars and put the lid on them, I can sell kite fuel, which is air in a jar. But labeled as kite fuel. Emergency kite fuel. I think we could sell it at the parks, Clint. They might kick us out and tell us to leave, but
and the funny thing about dehydrated water, it exists as an item in D&D.
Yeah, dehydrated water.
Yep, it is actually an item that can be purchased in D&D.
And you rehydrate it with.
Well, the way the D&D rule sets up, you basically open the jar, and it turns into water.
Oh, okay. So it's not.
So it's actually got a practical use in D&D because it's just this like 1 copper piece glass jar of dehydrated water. So there's a powder in the bottom, and when you open the jar, it mixes with the air and turns into a glass of water. So it's considered a food product. I think it regains like 1d4 health.
Well, okay. We'll go with it. I mean, as seen on TV, dehydrated water.
Yep.
I mean,
Basically,
why not?
there's a lot of stuff in D&D though.
We need dehydrated coffee.
Well, yeah. Well, I have MREs that have that.
Yeah. You just,
It is not classy coffee, trust me. But it
works.
is coffee.
The jar
And
is
non-dairy cream.
Yeah. What is it, Cooper?
Cooper, come here.
He's whining.
Like you're not paying attention to me.
Yeah, you're not paying attention. Here you go, buddy. There. I'll pay some attention to you, okay? He's the old guy. Now, Jesse, the other dog's up here.
Of course.
Cooper, Jesse.
I'm going to have to clearly label those jars, though, D, so people know what they are. Because otherwise,
You
it's a
want- come
clear
here.
jar, Clint. You can put a question mark on it.
Yeah.
No? Dave, he's probably going, I knew that guy was a bit strange when I first talked to him, so yeah, it's okay.
Or he's like, oh, wow, these people really aren't right. That's cool. Because we're not really right. I don't think we ever have been. I don't remember ever being right. So,
We work with
and
people
I
that are
tell me
right.
all the time that I'm wrong. So
Yeah,
that must be, proof.
we work with people like that, right, Clint? That are right all the time.
Oh, yeah,
they're
all
always
the time.
Right. They're right every day.
Like the one yesterday that was arguing with me that it hadn't snowed, even though there's 3 inches of snow on the ground.
Yeah, with the little bit of weather we had and the panic over that, I was like, come on.
Like, well, I can look out the window and there's white stuff everywhere. So unless somebody blew up a truckload of cocaine in my backyard, I'm pretty sure it snowed.
Yeah, I don't know. It would be snow. It would be snow.
Yes,
Let it snow. Let it snow.
it is winter, or it is almost winter here. It's not quite winter yet, but pretty
Quite
close.
winter. It's not
21st
as-
is winter.
Well, like where Mr. Moffat lives, it's like 75, 80 degrees.
Oh, yeah, sure it is. Below.
Hey, it does get kind of deadly here. We have had days where it has been negative 50 degrees with the wind chill, like below zero. So it happens. That's when you stay inside.
Yeah.
Clint did not order the snow, D.
Not this time.
Oh, negative 17 Celsius.
I believe that. Yep.
Yep, I can see that. I can see that.
That's a bit cold.
Somewhat.
That is definitely not a lay around in your shorts weather.
Keep rocking in your chair, Clint. It's like we're on a boat. Woo! We're on Lake Superior
It's
now. We're
3D.
role playing. We have money. We're on boats. Never mind us, people. You didn't see this.
Yeah, well, I'm going to leave that one there.
Yeah. Row your boat. I have no paddle. And the motor broke, so I'm kind of screwed. I'm just flying downstream as fast as it pushes us. Yeah. Snow is fun unless you have to shovel it, and it is pretty. I mean, it's pretty to look outside.
How can you watch that? That's making me sick.
Huh? Oh, Clint.
Yeah, rocking. It's
Clint's
making me sick.
She's walking by, and you're just like, it's like we're. Oh, wait, Clint. Let's do it opposite. Ready? You go, and I go. It'd be like a
No.
No. Ready?
As you fall backwards.
No. If I fall back, that's not gonna work. Be like a teeter-totter.
Yeah, no.
We're on the playground. We're only 5. Give us a break. Next year on our birthday, we'll grow up. Right?
Probably not.
Just gonna give a weird 3D effect. Wow.
When you two get together, I have to worry. You're not going to Canada.
Well, eventually we will.
Not with Clint.
Yeah, we will. We're going to Canada.
Eventually.
There's people we know out there, and then we have to swing by Mr. Moffat's place at some point.
Yeah, it's now imperative.
Yeah, there's 2 crazy Americans out there, and they got a video camera on their back. They're standing there, and they look like they're drunk. They're seesawing, and they're laughing, and they say they know you. Yes, sir.
Don't encourage him, David.
I got to go get some of that food that I cannot pronounce on the air.
Oh, that gravy and cheese curds?
No, it's gravy and fries and stuff. Yeah.
I thought it was cheese curds.
No, yeah, I think cheese
Or
curds
cheese.
are Wisconsin.
Maybe it's cheese or something like that. Yeah, it's French fries, cheese, and
We
gravy.
have
It's called a heart attack on a plate.
gone traveling with our conversation here. Clint's still doing the rocking.
No,
Oh, you
I
got
just
a fan going. It's realistic. The wind's blowing the hair.
yeah, that's
Look at
all.
that. It's like he's
Yes.
on a ship.
See, I told you.
Oh, okay.
Actually, now I'm just moving the phone, not the
I
chair.
knew it was cheese curds or something.
Oh, okay. I thought it was fries and
No, don't go tell him there's a giant local game store. You're having too much fun.
I am, yeah.
I mean, if it's just cheese curds or gravy, I'm in.
yeah, gravy. I was hooked at
Yeah,
gravy.
That's
I was
amazing,
okay.
actually.
Cheeses. Well, the one our friend showed us though had like French fries or fried like potato wedges, and they had
Yeah, cheese
all
on it and
sorts
then
of goodies
yeah.
covered in gravy, and I'm like, this just sounded good, but you know,
We'd get in trouble up in Canada. Be kicked back here.
not
Maybe.
really.
Maybe not.
Getting drugged outside.
Okay, see you later, Mr. Moffat. Have fun. He's got to go.
Yeah, well, we've only been, at it for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, well, we
Ish.
got to have fun.
Yeah.
Fun is key. Well, we
Huh.
could. I mean, we can end it. So we can get.
Yeah, probably should
done.
go downstairs for a little bit.
But for any of you that stopped by or seen or wait till this time at the end, if you made it this through, I don't know. You're more than welcome to join our group on Facebook, or if you like us, subscribe or give us a thumbs up. Something. I know Dee's giving us thumbs up over there, I believe, because I can't thumb up myself. Wait a minute. Not the video, Clint. I seen the look on your face. No.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we can't do that.
There you go, Greg.
Yay! We did it. All right. Well, this was productive. Your camera works pretty good, Clint. It even has the on the ocean effect. Your audio sounded good. You said my audio came out good, right? So
Yeah, no, I didn't see any glitches or any issues with that. That was actually really good. So
well, I noticed with your camera when you moved, then your signal would go down. But wherever you've got it set, it's straight up
Yeah,
bars.
I'm just holding it, but I'm at the desk, so I'm not going very far. I'm hoping when I move the wireless stuff up here and hardwire everything in up here, that will improve the phone signal and everything else.
Well, yeah, and these little this little gizmo that I was showing you earlier, it basically it'll mount
Yeah,
right, and it'll
I might
mount
have
this
to
way
do
too.
that.
And then you adjust it. It's pretty sturdy, and you can clearly see the phone. Well, God, I already had one of these laying around, little mini
Yeah.
tripods, and it was $5, and it's worth it. It's not junk. Even the threads are metal.
Yeah.
So, and this will,
Yeah.
if you loosen it, see what I mean?
I mean, ideally, I don't want to have to always do this on the phone, but that might be my only option for a bit.
For $5 temporarily till you get something else.
True.
Why not? I mean,
I just need to mess with the laptop more and see what's going on there.
There's something not right because the Sparkle Cam should work good with that, but
yeah, I don't think it's the Sparkle Cam program. I'm pretty sure it's the laptop. Because I've tested it by itself and it was fine. Audio was good. I mean, the video was great because it was coming from the Nikon, so it had awesome image quality. I could use a different lens on the Nikon. My smallest lens isn't that small. I should get a smaller lens for doing that, just a fixed 50 millimeter lens. But I don't know, and maybe buying the full version of Sparkle Cam will take care of some of the problem too. It seemed like it couldn't connect, and it was laggy, and everything, you were getting audio 10 minutes later. So,
well, it was playing audio way back from. Playing audio off of yours way back.
Yeah,
I don't know what that delay was from, but on this end, it's working good now.
Oh, yeah, the camera ended up being much better than I thought, or the phone. But yeah, I'll still mess with the laptop
What am I
and
getting those pieces from Clint?
try it.
He said he wanted me to paint some train.
Because the post office hasn't brought them to me. I don't know where they are or if I will ever get them.
The post office has not brought them yet. He doesn't know when he's going to get them.
They were supposed to arrive a week ago.
Oh, the ones
he's waiting for them. Yeah, she's making dinner.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they were supposed to be here a week ago, and there's still nothing. I
I
don't know if I'll actually get them.
It's going to take a bit. The mail's really, really wonky.
Yeah, I feel bad because these guys, he 3D printed these, and there's like 8 of them. But if the post office doesn't deliver it, I've got to reach out to him with eBay and say I didn't get the item. And then if he's got to refund me, he's out the money for those because he printed those. I mean, he's using resources and paid to ship them, but they're just in limbo.
Huh.
So
it was in limbo, and
guess we'll see what happens.
So it's like Wish. You get it and you got notice when you're going to get it back.
Yeah, ordering from Wish.
Well,
it's kind of like that. You don't know.
Yeah, but this, I mean, I've gotten other stuff. I got those other 2 from him with no problem. It's the same guy. I've been ordering all that 3D terrain from the same guy.
Well, if he makes good terrain and it's worth it, then that was the one you got the buildings, right?
Yeah,
I think that's what he wanted me to do.
Yeah, I was gonna have actually paint the control towers, those little radar towers.
I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, because you got that pretty quickly, I thought, but.
Yeah, the others came just fine. For some reason, this order is just lost in limbo. Last tracking said it was in Des Moines a week ago.
In Des Moines?
Yeah, it's in Des Moines a week ago.
You should have. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be here by now, yeah. But it's not.
Well, hopefully it didn't get dumped in a dumpster.
I'll have to reach out to him and ask him to reach out to the post office and check. I really don't.
Send a number with it, Clint? No tracking.
Yeah, there's tracking. That's how I know it's in Des Moines. It never moved from Des Moines. The tracking shows it's sitting in Des Moines.
But from Des Moines on, it's never left.
As far as I know, it's still in Des Moines.
Huh.
And knowing how Des Moines does things, it'll end up somewhere in Arkansas. And I'll never see it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad everybody had fun tonight. This was fun, and when it works, we can do it. And I don't see why we can't do games like this if we have to.
Yeah, I would think we could do something.
And once you get one of those gizmos for the phone. You can do. I got
Yeah.
a live stream to the Instagram group.
Yep.
Otherwise, it's too hard to hold the phone because your handles move whether you think it is or not.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what our little handle thing
It
is.
shows up. No, you can't hear the conversation.
No, I
it's
can't.
Okay. So that little gadget for $5 makes a difference.
Yeah.
Now this, I wanted to hook this up tonight and use this, but
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure it's working first, and I know this is
Yeah. Good idea.
graphical
Yeah, it makes sense.
power there a bit. If
I know the wife and I are going to do an audio recording on Audacity talking about role-playing games, and then I'll get that over to you so you can upload it on a podcast.
Okay, yeah, we can put it
So
on a podcast.
that'll be cool. Yeah, I want to put together some questions, and then I want her and I to just discuss our role-playing stuff. Like I said, it's just going to be audio. There's going to be no video.
That would be like a question and answer then for role playing.
Basically, yeah.
That's cool, yeah, because we don't have one of those. We can put it up.
No, but I thought that would be a good podcast to put up, and maybe we'll do a little more of the RPG podcasting, because there's not always a ton to show with an RPG. I mean, there's stuff we can somewhat show, unless we're doing a live game, which I think using this system, once I get the camera system figured out, it would be a lot of fun if we got people in, even just 3 or 4 people, playing Cyberpunk or something.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, and I mean the camera system. That's where your phone would work good because it's mobile.
Yeah, even my phone would work for that. So.
We'll turn it to the best looking camera. Do you have a front or back facing forward?
I have front and rear facing. I think
Whichever
I can.
One's the highest megapixel. Yeah, I use that.
They're both the same on this phone. They're both identical. So
some of them are different. I'd say whichever one.
Yeah, mine and I don't have the option to swap this way. It's not giving me the front back option. It's just giving me the one. So all I can do is mute the camera or not. So I mean, it would work. And then at least I could see the screen and know what's going on. So I'll get a scenario put together, and I'll get some pre-generated characters put together, or I'll use the one that are in the starter box for Cyberpunk, and then get a scenario put together for it. And we'll get a little, like a 1 or 2 hour, one of these Sunday nights. We'll just do an RPG session.
Yeah, because your wife likes Cyberpunk. You had said.
Yeah, she loves Cyberpunk, so she'd be down for doing a Cyberpunk, even if we're just doing it over video.
Well, there you go. Then, yeah, whatever you want to put together, then we can upload it.
Oh, I just need to review the Cyberpunk Red a little more, figure out the rules and the new stuff, and then we'll work something out.
All right. Well, that's cool.
Then I think if we did that every now and then, we definitely get a lot more people start watching us game. There's a lot of people that watch gaming groups play.
We did before we were starting to gain ground, and you guys.
Yeah.
Well, that's my fault with the internet out here. I mean, it took over 2.5 months for them to fix it. Now, I understand we had the storm and everything, but
yeah,
several appointments, make sure we were home, all this crap. And, I'm like, I can't do an upload when your hand's going, skipping everywhere.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, really.
So Ash has been testing it on the Zombies, which is fast-paced, first-person shooter.
Yep.
And no problem. She'd been streaming on Facebook because we had to get our stream time up anyways to stay at one spot and and to keep being in that area, which is what I want to do for games. And you have to stream X amount of time a month, and we weren't able to, so it kind of kicked us down. Now we've got to build up. So if people like the videos or they thumb up it, and I didn't know there's a notification bell on Facebook now, or there is. Like if you were watching me do a video or watching Ashley, click that notification, it would let you know. So we're allowed to let people know about that in our videos. They were saying you can't ask them basically like writing in a text, but you can let people know they can hit the notification bell too. So it's kind of like YouTube, I guess, in that sense.
Yeah.
So the
That's
more
cool.
that people get notified and we start getting back to a regular thing, if we can, depending on what craziness comes next.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking we're going to have to do more video stuff. Just otherwise, we're not going to get anything done.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. So, just a moment here. So we can go ahead and end this, and then if you want there, Clint, so you can do dinner or whatever. And
Yeah, I just need to get that started.
but everybody, 4 p.m. on Sundays is about the time. This worked out good, Clint. Hopefully next Sunday you can.
Yeah, I'll try to get the laptop up to speed for next time.
Well, it's just easier to do with two people like this. We and me and you can bounce off each other. But
Yeah,
if it's just
indeed.
me,
I just don't want to have
do
to
it.
hold the phone the whole time. So,
No, you don't want to do that. Then you're going to end up having problems. So
yeah,
that's cool, though. Well, we'll go ahead and let it go with that. And
sounds
thank
good.
you guys for showing up. I appreciate it. We'll have a good night then, Clint, and I'll catch you later.
All right, talk to you later.
All right.